Hello, I'm Trent Currie, and this is the Trent Currie Show. Today, we're going to talk to you about some censored books that I enjoy reading. Did you know that some of the classical books are censored by the ALA, the American Literature Association? For example, The Adventures of Huckleberry Finn, The Da Vinci Code, and Of Mice and Men. I just love that book. All these books I've read personally myself. So, I have some very special guests with me today. They're going to talk to you about their books. So let's invite our first guest in. He's the author of Huckleberry Finn, Mr. Mark Twain.
Hello!
Hey Mark, how you doing?
I'm good, how are you?
Take a seat. So Mark, can you tell me first about this book?
Well, Trent, it's a story about a young boy and a runaway slave. The two take a raft down the Mississippi River and run into all sorts of dishonest and corrupt boys.
This was a great book to read. I personally loved it.
Really? Can you tell me more of why you liked it?
No, I'm just kidding. I didn't really read it.
Oh my god.
Just kidding. I loved the book. Alright, here's the thing, Mr. Twain. I think young readers, like myself, like it because it's a sequel to the original Adventures of Tom Sawyer. Well, Mr. Twain, one of the main issues on this book is that some people find it offensive. Why do you think people find your book offensive?
African Americans and parents do not like the racial tone I seem to put in. But also, I use the N-word a lot throughout my book. But in the late 1800s, that's how I used to describe them. But I know now that it's not a nice term to use, and in the future, I'll try not to say it.
Sir, you set him to sleep.
After these commercial breaks.
Do the do it now. Do the do.
Dew is the essence of Mountain Dew, and Mountain Dew is the essence of beauty.
And we're back in 3, 2, 1. Sorry I fell asleep during your very interesting speech.
That's okay.
Don't worry, I heard it though. Okay, I'm sure you didn't mean to call the African Americans by that term, but do you think that your book should be banned because of that?
No, of course not. It's a classic American novel that people love because it's an adventure story. It's a very interesting story. I hope you try to read it and ignore my racial tone.
Very interesting. Well, thank you, Mark. And it's very good to have you here on the show, the Trent Currie Show. So, thank you for coming out. It's time for you to leave. I hope everyone reads his book.
Huckleberry Finn, it's a very good book.
He'll be signing things after the show.
Alright, thank
Looks
you.
very interesting. Thank you. Let's give a round of applause for Mr. Yeah. And we're back. Now, today, we're going to introduce to you someone different. Here he is, the author of the Da Vinci Code, Mr. Daniel Brown.
Hello.
Hello. Hey. Take a seat.
Alright. This is my book, The Da Vinci Code.
Well, Dan, it's great to have you here.
It's great to be here, Trent.
Well, as you know, earlier we were talking to,
That's me.
yes, that's his portrait. I painted it myself right before the show.
That's great.
Well, as you know, we were talking about books that are banned, censorship. And yours is a great book, just like to tell you.
Thank you.
Can you tell us what it's about?
It's about a symbolist, Robert Landon, who discovers a battle between the Priory of Sion and Obis Diem over the possibility of Jesus Christ having been married and fathering a child with
Mary Magdalene.
Mary
Good job, Robbie. You are very correct.
Thank you.
Camera guy.
There is one thing I'd like to say before we go any further. I've got a present for you.
Oh.
Here's a top hat.
Oh my God! Thank you.
Yeah, I know.
Well, my hair's pretty gelled right now, so
Yes, it's very nice. How'd you do that?
gel. But I'm not.
Put it on.
Okay.
I hope you post a how-to video on YouTube soon.
How do I look?
You look very spiffy.
All right. Thank you.
Well, that sounds really intriguing.
Oh.
But tell me, sticking on the topic of what we're talking about, why is this book banned?
Well, world, it's not banned in the United States, but it is banned in Lebanon and Italy because it's offensive to the Christian religion, some people may think.
Well, that's very...
Still, many young people and some adults actually love reading my book. It's very interesting.
Okay, well, what about the people who complain that you and your books are anti-Christian?
But also, some very religious people also don't like my book because it's called to be anti-Christian, but I don't believe that. And I didn't mean to make it anti-Christian. I'm sorry.
I did. Well, thank you very much for coming and telling us about your banned book.
Alright, well, I enjoyed sharing it with you.
Yes, I enjoyed reading it, but now you should go as well. Audience, you should all read this book. It's a very nice book. Brown for coming.
Cross, I'm Christian.
Goodbye, everyone.
Yeah, see ya. We love you.
Alright. And we're back. Now, next I'd like to introduce you to the author of Mice and Men, John!
I'm Trent Currie! How dare you try to impersonate me, you flip-flopper! I'm back, ladies and gentlemen, and butter than ever. And now, I will properly introduce John Steinbeck.
Hello, everybody!
Hi, how are you?
Hello.
Hi, Trent. Hi, Trent? Yes.
Hello, Trent Currie.
I'm the real Trent. Oh, why don't you tell us a little bit about your book, Trent? Wait. Shit.
Well, this is
John.
This is Of Mice and Men.
Well, John, why do you think your book is being banned in schools around the world?
Oh, well, schools and libraries considered as promoting enthusiasm, and also the racial slurs, profanity, vulgar, and offensive language were considered offensive. And parents didn't want children saying swear words.
I see. Oh, well, I can see why parents would not want their children reading this book. But they are in high school. It is a high school book. And they are mature enough to read those words. So what people read this book?
Well, like you said, teenagers are required to read this book. But some adults who don't mind the language also read this book. I would recommend it because it shows the struggle for the challenged.
Well, this sounds like a great book. I really loved reading this one. Well, thank you for coming in and sharing that with us.
Oh, it was a great pleasure being here.
You need to leave now.
All right.
Keep the top hat.
Thank you. Read this book, everybody. Good night, everybody.
And so, good night on The Trent Currie Show.
But I'm the real Trent Currie.